Hey, man.
Did you leave your backup singers at home?
They had another gig.
You're in a good mood. What's going on? You got big plans tonight?
And I'll still be in Autopsy 5 with that car wreck.
Why don't you let me take it? I mean, Renee's not returning my calls, so I'm free.
Oh, my DVD's on the fritz. What would I do with myself?
Come on, Jordan. Aren't you about 10 years overdue for a dating life?
Yeah, but then I'd have to cancel my subscription to Old Spinster Monthly.
We said it wouldn't be without sacrifices.
You know what? Okay. Here's a thought. You, me, that new Italian place, with the hot waiter.
You got a date?
Might want to rethink that. Dead guy caught in a razor wire fence.
Stuart, I'm in the game for a minute and I'm already getting dumped.
Sorry. Rain check.
Okay, always a bridesmaid.
So what am I, Quasimodo?
Actually, Nigel, you're a little taller. But I do have a vehicular multi-fatality later this afternoon if you care to join me.
I'd love to, but I've got to go pick up an old lady on Nickerson in Southie.
Nickerson? Oh, I grew up on that street. What's the address?
321.
I know this woman.
Say what again?
Hey. One would think the guy would have thought better and walked around the fence. Would have prevented the razor wire from slicing open his jugular, but who am I to judge?
Any idea who he is?
No ID on him. We did find this backpack near the body. Nothing much in here. Just a toothbrush, some broken DV tape, and toilet paper. Universal sign of homelessness. What do you think? See anything?
I think this isn't your crime scene. More specifically, it's half your crime scene.
Where's the other half? You were right. Some valet guy across the street saw two men arguing on the top floor here 20 minutes before the body was discovered. First description fit the victim. The second, some guy, mid-30s, brown hair, nondescript.
Nondescript. Great.
Nondescript. Wearing a green jacket.
You mean like him?
Hey, how's it going, sir? Boston PD, do you mind if we ask you if you... Hey! Sir! Hey, get out of the vehicle! Sir, stop! Stop the vehicle! Stop! Hey! 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 No, come over here! Come out! Hey! Hey! Turn that off! Hey! Turn that off!
Get the plate? Jordan? Hello?
So, this is your local Boo Radley house, is it?
There was an old woman, McPhears. Stabbed her husband with gardening shears. Cut him up like a pie. No one ever knew why. He's been rotting inside there for years.
Really?
Well, it was something we'd chant as kids. And then for some reason, Mrs. McPhears took notice of me. She stopped me on the sidewalk and tried to talk to me. But I was so creeped out by her, I never really gave her the time of day.
Well, if she really did bury her husband in this house, why was she still living here? Being tormented by vicious little kids like you?
It was just a stupid kid's rhyme.
Mm-hmm. Are we going in?
Sure. Yes, we are.
She sees us!
Never been inside before.
Every ball and frisbee that ever landed in her yard disappeared somewhere in here. I always pictured a little more spooky. Two of you? It's overkill. This is just a little old lady whose number came up. Lois. Jordan. Grab hips.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can see why generations of children were terrified of her. She exudes murderous evil, doesn't she? Poor thing.
Anything?
He survived the fall. The razor wire finished him off. He bled out.
I'm working on some fibers from his pant legs, carpet, upholstery, maybe.
What's this white stuff on the bottom of his shoes?
Aluminum powder.
From a construction site?
Makes sense if he was looking for shelter.
He was in pretty good physical condition. He wasn't on the streets very long.
Yeah, for a homeless guy, he had a pretty fancy watch. He's got the alarm set for 36 hours from now.
And counting.
Check out these small ulcers on his ankle.
Is that a rash?
No. Sandfly bites.
Sandflies in Boston.
That's just it. They're only indigenous to desert climates.
Crew cut sandfly bites, watch set the military time. This guy's a soldier.
Must have just got back from Iraq.
Welcome home.
Hey, guys. Turns out there are 43 red 67 Mustangs registered in the tri-state area. It'll be like looking for a marshmallow in a snowstorm.
It may not be as tough to ID this guy as we thought. He was a soldier.
I'll run his prints through AFIS, see if I can get an ID from the military.
No, I got it.
If the guy we chased killed him, then he came back to the scene because he was looking for something.
You think he found it?
No, we scared him away, but my bet is that it's still there.
Mind if I come along?
Guy was kneeling down over here looking for something. Probably his cojones.
Well, somehow I doubt that, but I get your point.
Should have popped him once in the foot when I had the chance.
Well, not that I'm an expert, but wouldn't that have been a violation of some sort?
Hey, guy almost flattened me with his car. I believe that's a violation, too.
I don't think I've ever seen you this angry.
He slipped right through my fingers, Devin. Does not happen to me every day. I want this guy. Bad.
Your testosterone runneth over. It's kind of cute.
Did you just flirt with me?
I may have. Accidentally.
Oh.
I think I can see it.
What? Us?
No. This.
I ran his prints, and all I got was a serial number and a unit. There's a block in his ID. I just need to know who to notify. Yeah. I'll do that. Submit this in writing.
Who's that?
The kid's commanding officer.
What'd he say?
Nothing. He can neither confirm nor deny his identity.
Wow. What you think that's about?
I don't know, but I'm gonna find out.
You go with your bad self.
Melinda Hall, born 1916, New Hall, Vermont. Married a Leland J. McPhears in 1935. 2 years later, they moved to Boston, where he eventually becomes a municipal court judge. And no next of kin.
And when did he go missing?
Wasn't that information included in one of your vicious little limericks?
Hey, I didn't write them. None of us knew exactly when he went missing.
Have enough?
Oh, thank you very much. A little before our time.
I don't know when he disappeared because I was working on the next of kin, which is, it's like what we do here. But if you want me to scour the earth for a missing man who's got nothing to do with anything, I'm going to need a raise.
Yeah, don't we all? Now, just take a look at this. Multiple fractures, some of them broken repeatedly in the same place, and none of them properly set.
So the judge was a wife, Peter?
Maybe he got what he deserved.
Oh, come on, Jordan. You don't really think she killed her husband?
But I don't know. When I was a kid, I did. We'd hit a ball into her yard and be too terrified to get it back.
Well, there's no proof she killed anyone, so I guess the legend dies with her.
Yeah, you're right. I guess we'll never know.
Talk to me.
This ring dates back to like early 1900s.
Must have fallen out of the perp's jacket during the fight.
Only this diamond came loose well before then. I was able to liquefy the material used to glue it back. I think it's bonding cement, like for dental work.
You think? So what is that, like a guess?
Based upon the percentage of hydroxyethyl methacrylate, I'm making an educated guess, yeah.
Don't you think you should comparative test it, you know, put some chemicals on it, stick it in one of these fancy machines with all the colorful lights on them?
Oh, why would I do that?
Double check, make sure. That's what Jordan would do.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm not Jordan, am I?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I offend?
That's fine. Second guess since the first day I got here. Welcome to my world. But, Woody, if it makes you comfortable, I can run it through the mass spectrometer.
I'm just saying Jordan doesn't always trust her first impulse.
Are we talking about the same Jordan?
Forensically speaking.
So what's the deal between you two, anyway?
Whoa.
What?
I don't know. Personal. We're just friends.
Okay.
We flirted with more, but...
Oh, don't tell me she didn't trust her first impulse.
Now we're just friends again.
It's good. I mean, you know, that you two worked it out.
Right.
What'd I tell you? Bonding cement. Now all you gotta do is trace an old beat-up ring to your creep who got away.
Welcome to my world.
Got your message, Sydney. What's up?
The mini DV tape you found in the soldier's backpack, the one you said was impossible to resuscitate?
Yeah, what about it?
I resuscitated it. It's a home movie from somewhere in Iraq, I guess. I was only able to get about a minute and a half of it, but I still knew you wanted to check it out.
So what did you need me for?
Oh, to show off, of course.
Yeah? I'm still waiting.
Oh, you want me to teach you, Bucky?
Are you two done? Let's take a look.
Yes, sir.
April, something, 2004. We lost 2 men today. And one of them was my buddy, Jamie Kendrick from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I watched him die on that stretcher. I was holding his hand and he just died. We chased some RPG fire into this little water neighborhood, and me and Jamie went into this one house, and it was like this whole family there. These 2 kids just sitting there eating cereal, you know, just like 2 kids. And they look up at us, and they start freaking and screaming and yelling like we're the devil or something. And I yelling at them to keep quiet, and I turn back for a lousy 2 seconds, and the next thing I know, it's like freaking World War III in there. This isn't what they promised us it would be like. It's all falling apart. No, I've seen too much. They're never gonna let me out of this place alive, okay? So, if you see this, and I'm dead, you know it was them, okay? It was them.
Nige, what the hell are you doing here?
Same thing as you, apparently. I was intrigued, you know me. Besides, one man's limerick is another man's clue trail.
Oh, hello?
So, if I killed my husband, where would I stash the body?
If you killed your husband, you'd have to start in the closet.
Sounded hollow. What have we here? That's where they all went.
All right. Hey, try this. Oh. So, I guess Mr. McPherson was never missing at all.
You Dr. Macy? Yeah, can I help you? Major Carroll, chaplain, United States Army. The ID number you gave us is that of a Corporal Joshua Goodson from Dorchester, 21 years old. You could have told me that over the phone. But I couldn't have given you these. Some personal effects Corporal Goodson had shipped to his base 2 weeks before he returned from Iraq. He never picked them up. Since you'll be contacting the next of kin, I imagine they'd want them. His parents are dead. Only emergency contact we have is Beth Flaherty, residing in Malden. We have our protocols, Dr. Macy. We're not going to verify personal information about one of our men over the phone. It could be anyone. And I suppose so could you. I don't follow. The kid was murdered yesterday. He left behind video diaries from Iraq expressing fear of the people he was with. That there were secrets over there, secrets he wished he didn't know. And we're going to do many things to a man. Paranoia is one of them. Young minds shouldn't have to see those kinds of things, but we have no choice. There's always a choice. Did you know he was homeless?
How these men and women handle themselves when they return is their personal option. We offer them counseling. We don't just spit them out. But some of them isolate. Others cling to their families. And a lot of them have problems readjusting. That's the price of war.
What are you covering up?
Thank you for your time, sir. You can call the local VA hospital should you choose to make arrangements through them.
Well, thanks for calling me in. This should cinch my promotion. I'm sure it's going to be front page news.
Whatever I can do to help.
On the other hand, after I finish my paperwork, this is a closed case. I've got the victim and the murderer. So, now I'm going to get back to the other 50 cases on my desk. Okay? Send me your report.
Hey, match the dental records. Match the dental records.
Okay.
So you may wonder how I was able to acquire them since the deceased became deceased such a very long time ago.
Because you are a genius, Nigel. That's how. Save it for your memoirs. I don't think that she killed him.
Excuse me?
This man was at least 6'3". She was 5'4". Look at his skull.
It's fractured. Cobweb pattern.
Which means his head was pounded over and over again against a flat, hard surface like the floor.
Check out the indentation right here on the edge of the occipital bone.
Looks like it was made by something very hard and sharp. Could have been the initial blow. But you saw those x-rays of her hands, the way those breaks healed. I don't think she could have done this.
Well, who else could have done it?
Who else indeed?
I'm so sorry.
How did it happen?
Joshua fell to his death here in Boston. We think he might have been pushed. Can you tell me what your relationship was to him?
We were friends in high school, and he wanted more.
Had you spoken to him recently?
No, not for months. Once the fighting started, it was impossible to really get a hold,
Did he, mention any concerns over his safety?
He was scared. I know he didn't want to be there. He sent these video letters for a while. It was just him looking into a camera, talking about everyday stuff. I think it helped him.
Would you mind if I took a look at those? It may help to answer some questions.
Yeah, sure.
So I'm running the bonding cement's molecular structure through the patent office database. See if I can come up with a manufacturer.
See? That is what I'm talking about.
Great. Bug does one lousy test, tracks the cement to its molecular structure, and suddenly he's a genius.
I'm sorry, are we having a problem here?
No, I'm just curious why it took me twice the work to convince you I was accurate with my findings.
Fine, I take it back.
You can't. It's in the ether.
Hey, both of you. I was in a sandbox first, so I had to get out or shut up. All right, your bonding cement was produced by Kidwell Industries. It's still in its trial phase, so only 10 dentists are using it in our local area.
See? Genius.
Judge Leland J. McPhears disappeared in October of 1963. His wife called the police to say that he'd left the house on the 16th and never came back.
Huh. Could have been a very thorough investigation.
Interesting reason for that. See, the judge and his very important friends were all massively corrupt. No one wanted a light shined on his activities.
Well, maybe one of them killed him.
It's possible. It's possible. Bloke had a lot of enemies.
Unless, the wife had a special friend. I mean, why else hide the body in the house? Who was she trying to protect?
Well, whoever it was definitely there when the judge died. I found droplets of dried blood on what was left of the judge's garments, and get this. It doesn't match either his or his wife's.
May 10th, 2003. I heard from our commander today that the bridge is finally clear, so we may get pretty busy for the next 48 hours. I've cast out my razor, divorced my soap, and signed my socks to a 2-year contract. Let freedom roar.
Breaks your heart.
You finished with your crazy old lady?
She wasn't crazy. We condemned her without knowing a thing about her.
Come on, you were just kids.
Yeah, and kids can be cruel. We spread rumors about her. As if she wasn't going through enough already. And then 2 years later, it turns out I was the crazy one on the block. Karma. Guess I had it coming, though. So that's your soldier.
Yeah. Hard to believe I was his age when my draft number came up.
I never knew you were drafted.
Oh, yeah. Lucky number 13. My best friend Marty was 122. That night they announced the numbers. Everyone sitting around the dorm glued to the radio while they read the list. Went for our physicals the next week. He died in Vietnam 8 months later.
You never told me any of this, Garrett.
Huh. We were 21, thought we had the world by the balls. It's just looking at this kid, it's impossible to imagine I was only his age.
Yeah, I hear you. I thought I knew everything, and it turns out I knew nothing at all. Anything I can do to help?
No. I just need to make some sense of this.
Yeah, me too.
Another blonde hair. With this many, I'm assuming they belong to Mrs. McPhears?
I wish I could say for sure. So long ago, my memory's fuzzy.
Well, that's why it's a good thing we keep records.
Of what?
Judge McPhears put away a convicted murderer, 1951, Franklin Gratz. Gratz got out early for good behavior. Then he broke into the judge's home twice in 1963, said he won on his head on a platter. Got the police report to prove it. 2 months later, McPhears goes missing. It's a no-brainer. And Gratz died of cancer in 1989. Case closed.
Well, I suppose these blonde hairs could be Gratz's.
If so, I wonder what else he might have left behind.
What is wrong with you two? What difference does it make? This is 1963. The fat lady has long since sung on this one. Do you honestly think you are going to find any new evidence in that house?
Well, yeah.
All right, thanks. Dr. Frederick Samuels moved to Boca 2 weeks ago. So that's one less dentist on the list.
What's this one's name again?
Winter. Dr. Philip Winter. You realize this is ridiculous, don't you? This could take us all day, Woody. I don't understand why we just don't call these dentists.
People lie on the phone.
And they don't in person?
Do that too, but they gotta look you in the eye when they do it. Trust me, this is how it gets done. It's a little thing we like to call legwork.
Well, it's a dumb way to make a living.
Cutting up dead bodies is a smart way to make a living. Legwork is the foundation of all police work. It's the ground game, inch by inch.
Woody?
You don't get anything handed to you in this business. You gotta grunt it out, one piece at a time.
Yeah, Woody?
I think a perp is just gonna drop on your lap without doing any...
All that legwork. Probably due for a massage.
Have a seat, please. Have a seat. Dr. Philip Matthew Winter, reputable dentist, no warrants, no arrests, barely had a moving violation except for that one jaywalking. By all accounts, Mr. Bourne. So, how do you know this guy?
Oh, Mike, look, I don't, okay? I was at the Federal Building. I was just coming back to my car, and this man right here, he attacked me.
Why?
I don't know. I swear, I've never seen this man before in my life.
I'm sorry. You're gonna have to do a little better than that.
The man just came out of nowhere, okay? He was stumbling around. He was screaming that he was going to make my life miserable. He was on drugs or drunk or something. And I shoved him off me. I got in the car and I left. That was it. And he was perfectly alive when I drove off.
Why'd you go back to the scene?
Okay, I dropped a ring that belonged to my grandmother, okay, that I'm supposed to get married with today.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen because I have a lot more questions for you.
Okay, well, I'm not answering them, okay? I need to use the phone again. I need to call my lawyer.
Have a seat. I'll be back in 2 shakes.
I'm getting married at 6 o'clock today!
I hate this case. His word against a dead man's.
The federal building's gonna have surveillance cameras out the wazoo.
Hey, give me some credit here. I requisition the tapes, and maybe someday the feds will hand them over.
Excuse me. Miss Flaherty?
Dr. Macy,
This is Beth Flaherty. She knew Joshua Goodson.
What are you doing here?
I got a call from my fiance, and he's been arrested.
Your fiancé.
Phil Winter.
You lied to me. You knew exactly how Goodson died when he came to see you.
I'm sorry. Josh came to see me a couple of days ago, and he wasn't even supposed to be back for a couple of months, but they discharged him early. I guess he had some sort of a nervous breakdown over there, and he started seeing things and getting paranoid.
What did he want?
To tell me that he was still in love with me, and I told him that I was getting married today, and he just lost it. I guess he followed Phil, and, how could this be happening?
You know what they say, three's a crowd.
At least now we got motive.
Now, the police report said Grutz broke in through the side window on both occasions before he was caught.
Maybe third time was a charm. All right, let's say the judge heard Gratz entering the house. Maybe he came down these stairs to check it out.
Who is that? The hell do you want? I'm calling the police.
And a struggle ensued.
Hey, I got traces of hemoglobin on the base of this doorstop here. I'm guessing this is what dented McPhers's occipital bone.
Okay, maybe McPhears got knocked out cold, and then Grodz kept slamming his head into the floor just to finish the job. But then why would Mrs. McPhears hide her husband's body to cover for Grodz? It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe she hired Grutz to kill him.
Well, that's a pretty big maybe.
Well, somebody knocked the judge out with this thing.
Yeah, someone Mrs. McPhears was trying to protect.
You know, if he was attacked in this room, there should still be traces of blood spatter on the walls, right? Yeah, give me a hand with this mirror, will you? I want to spray behind it.
Wait a second, Hutch.
What?
I remember this mirror from when I was a kid. Only it was over here. Something still isn't right. I remember looking through that window one night on a dare. I was 8 or 9. But I remember seeing 2 staircases in the reflection of this mirror.
Take this one.
McPhears had a secret.
The McPhears had a child.
I never knew this kid existed. Never heard a word. Why would anybody hide their little boy from the rest of the world? Nothing but picture books in here.
Maybe they never taught him to read.
Or maybe he couldn't. These are toys for a child, but this kid's a teenager. Maybe he suffered from some kind of mental retardation or autism of some kind. Maybe Mrs. McPhears was trying to protect him.
Or maybe the judge was more concerned about protecting his political future.
That explains how the blonde hair's got on the body. The boy must have known the judge was hurting his mother, must have seen it.
Or at least heard it from up here.
There, just be quiet.
But if you know what let me
Stop talking!
No,
So one night the judge started hitting her.
It was nothing new.
But the beatings happened a lot, and the boy could hear them.
Only this time he went downstairs and saw it himself.
He tried to break it up.
Grabbed the first thing he could find.
Go back to your room!
Judge McPhears probably beat them both. She blamed herself, paid her penance, and never let her son suffer a single consequence.
So she buried her husband in the house.
And never spoke of it again.
He's telling the truth. Goodson just fell.
Come on, there wasn't a drop of alcohol or drugs in the kid's system. How do you explain him stumbling around? Devin, where's that full-spectrum tox screen?
It's coming right now.
We've got nothing. I've got to release this guy into the arms of matrimony. It was an unfortunate accident.
Unless that's what someone wants us to think. Bug, any luck on those fibers you found on Goodson's pants?
Yeah, partially. So far, it looks like they're upholstery. Still working on it. But check out this bruising to his heart.
Something wreaked havoc in this kid's internal organs.
Tox screen shows a high level of electrolytes.
Meaning what?
A lot of potassium in the vitreous fluid of his eye.
Hypokalemia? I mean, it makes sense with what I'm seeing here.
Well, that could mean a lot of things. Kidney failure, lupus, obstructive
At
neuropathy.
these levels, he'd be in bad shape. High fever, probably delirious.
So we figured out what made him sick.
But not how and why.
Look at this. Potassium chlorate. More than 15 milliequivalents in his system.
Must have been handling a decent amount of this stuff. We found aluminum powder on his shoes, right?
Oh.
Uh-oh, what?
Aluminum powder and potassium chlorate.
Uh-oh, what?
From freshman chemistry, remember?
No.
Boom.
He was making a bomb.
His watch. It's still counting down.
What time's that wedding today?
My chief will make the final decision, but since we have not found the bomb yet, it does not look like your wedding is in the cards today.
I cannot believe that Josh did this.
Now, just between you and me, whether you did anything wrong or not, resisting an officer is illegal.
Well, listen, I apologize.
If I was a different guy, you'd be spending your wedding day on a cold mattress in a 4x4 cell with some dude named Priscilla.
Thank you.
Consider it my gift. You look beautiful.
You know, Woody, something's been gnawing at me all day.
What's that?
If Goodson was going to blow him up anyway, why follow Winter to a parking garage to beat him up? Yes, Mason. Uh-huh. Okay, thanks. That was a bug. Those fibers found on Goodson pants were traced to an upholstery used only in older model Fords dating from 1963 to 1970.
63 to 70, huh?
Everybody get back! Get away! Go! Go! Get out of here! Clear out! Fellas, a little help over here? A little help over here.
Well, the SSA says that the McPheers moved here from Vermont a couple of years after they got married. The son might have been born before that. With both parents gone, we'll be looking for a needle in a haystack. I'm never going to close this case.
Speak for yourself. I'm going to see this thing through.
Some honorable judge. Didn't even squirrel away enough money to pay the electric bill.
It's because he was stashing it all away in another account.
Whoa, that is almost $500,000. Look at this.
It's a trust fund for John J. McPheers.
Dated last month. The bank must know where he is.
John's been with us for about 25 years. He has the mental capacity of a 6-year-old.
Did his mother visit him?
Oh, every Tuesday since he came here. They had a special bond, very protective of each other.
Is he ever violent?
Oh, no. John's very sweet-tempered. He's only been angry once since he's been here.
What triggered it?
Well, another patient got forceful with a nurse. Had a bit of a streak in him. John got very upset. We had to restrain him. Well, he's a large man. Who knows what could have happened? John! It's Linda, dear. You have visitors.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm Jordan.
Did you bring me anything?
He does things in a different way. Little John of God. He tries to speak.
It's okay, Mom.
No one hears. A little boy
It's okay.
pains and a little boy's fears. Little John of God. He's come to us.
Case closed.
From up above to touch our hearts with special love, with special love. Little John of God.
Oh, hey. See you tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, big plans tonight?
Oh, no, I'm just gonna go home, rent a movie, order takeout.
Oh, see, nights like that are underrated. It's a perfectly acceptable evening. I might even take your cue.
Good.
Hey, Devin,
Hey.
you ready to do this? I'm double parked.
Yeah.
Take her, Jordan.
Have a nice evening.
You too.
Terrific.
March 19th, 2004. So I got your letter today. You met somebody else. I think you're crazy. And I can't even look in your eyes and tell you that because I'm 1,000 miles away in the middle of hate and hell and despair. I'm so alone right now.
I hear you spent the day leaning against a bomb.
Yeah. So what pushed this kid over the edge wasn't the war, it was a Dear John letter. Turns out he was discharged on a Section 8 mental stress. They were just following protocol, trying to keep it confidential for his own sake.
Well, who's to say any of us would handle the stress any better under those circumstances?
Yeah, tell me about it. How'd your case turn out?
All for the best. It's a perfect world, isn't it?
Yeah. You know, I told you how my number came up, that I was drafted.
Yeah.
I knew that if I declared pre-med, I'd get a student deferment, and that's what I did.
You make it sound like a moral lapse.
My best friend died in that war. I could have fought like he did, like this kid did. But I chose not to.
And instead you ended up helping people in a different kind of struggle.
It's putting a good face on it.
Well, come on, Garrett. I mean, you're always telling me to let go of the past. How many times you told me that?
I don't know, about 50,000. Not that it did any good.
No. Well, there you go. You should give yourself a break. So, I seem to recall a certain rain check.
New Italian restaurant, hot waiter.
Want to grab some dinner?
Let's get out of here.